Newton's third law, Newton's third law. That's not very helpful. It can get a bit confusing why rockets function the way they do and how they push themselves through space. In fact, I've heard that it doesn't make sense that rockets would work in space because they have nothing to push against. But rockets don't actually push against anything, and I'll illustrate that for you here. Imagine that you have a stick of dynamite. If you toss that stick of dynamite in front of you and it explodes, it'll knock you off your feet, pushing you away. Now imagine that you're sitting in a cart and you throw a stick of dynamite every second. It'll keep pushing you forward. And that's basically how rockets work. You see, rockets contain powerful fuel, which is sort of like dynamite because it creates an explosion firing out the back of the rocket. And it keeps pushing the rocket forward because the exploding fuel pushes the rocket forward. The rocket doesn't actually push off on the atmosphere. So, as the fuel moves towards the nozzle, it gets pushed out through powerful pumps. And once it enters the nozzle, the fuels mix and it explodes, pushing the rocket forward. And the rocket nozzle is shaped in such a way to get as much energy out of this explosion as possible. So, as you can see, inside the nozzle there's massive pressure due to the explosion. Because when there's an explosion, there's a massive pressure wave. That's what topples you over if you're next to a stick of dynamite. So, powerful pumps are needed to keep pushing the fuel into the chamber. Otherwise, the exploding fuel would push back into the fuel tanks. And that's how rockets get propelled through space.